How did we talk about the time?
Nintendo. In the Great Depression.
Right.
Time Cop.
All makes sense.
Jean-Claude
Van Damme.
Yes.
Welcome to Stories with Sweeney, random conversations with interesting people. I'm John Sweeney. On today's show, my sister, Meghan. We discuss our favorite words to say out loud. Some of them do require accents. Historical events we wish we had witnessed, like ribbon cuttings in ancient Egypt, if that was a thing. And what we wish we knew 20 years ago. You will not want to miss that one. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe and to answer these questions for yourself in the comments below. And now, dear friends, without further ado, my sister Meghan. Enjoy.
Oops.
Sorry, everybody. Okay, question 1. What is your favorite word to say out loud?
Gigundo pants.
That was really fast.
It's my favorite word.
Gigundo pants.
Gigundo pants.
Why is it, like, first off, gigundo pants.
Gigundo pants.
Is that a real word?
No, I don't. Well, I don't know if it were to. I don't know if it's in the dictionary.
It is now.
It is. It's a word that I use with some regularity for a large animal, whether they are just skeletally large, whether they are overweight large.
Gigundo pants.
Gigundo pants. I said, let's go see those gigundo pants.
And I guess that requires some perspective. Meghan is a veterinarian.
Yes.
She does see large animals. Well, not large animals.
No, pet animals, but sometimes they're large. I mean...
Do you use this with the owners where you're like,
no.
Your animal is gigundo pants?
No. This is strictly a behind-the-scenes word.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, well, you're getting a little behind-the-scenes peek.
Yes.
And that, yes.
Yes.
Mine is, I have 2. The one requires an accent to say.
Okay.
It's sassafras, but you have to say it with
Sassafras.
Nope, you have to say it with Sean Connery's accent. Sassafras.
Oh, that's very good.
Sassafras. So
But
there's
it sounds like Sasha Flash.
Sassafras.
Flash.
It does.
Okay.
But there's a Mount Sassafras in South Carolina, and I have been to climb this mountain. And when I do, I incessantly say, "We're on Mount Sassafras."
How tall is Mount
Sassafras? It's the tallest mountain, but it's half in South Carolina, half in North Carolina.
Have you been on both sides?
Yes, I have. Ooh. You can get to the top, and you can straddle the line.
Ooh, have you done that?
I have. Heck yeah, I've done that.
Oh,
it's a lot of fun. Beautiful.
How tall is it?
I don't know. Tall.
Do you have to use climbing equipment or just walk?
You can drive to the top, but you can also hike. I haven't hiked all of it.
Oh.
But I've hiked a small portion.
Okay. Well, good for you.
From the car to the top.
Inspiring.
I didn't think I would make it, but I did.
Okay. And it gives you the opportunity to say sassafras.
Sassafras.
Yes.
And then the other one is, oh no, now it's gone out of my head. It's my favorite word. It's to describe a person who is an expert at one thing, and then they think that they're an expert at all things.
A know-it-all?
No, not a know-it-all. Oh no. This is horrible. This is my favorite word, and now the camera's turned on, and I have to Google it.
Smarty pants.
Nope. I'm going to Google it, though.
Google is good for many things.
Yes, it is. Know-it-all is the first thing that came up.
You could just call me Google.
No, man. Oh, this is horrible that I can't think of it. Well, Sassafras we'll have to.
All right, we'll have to do. So.
No, it makes me sound ultra-crepidarianism.
I've never heard that word before in my life.
Ultra-crepidarianism. It's basically someone who thinks I'm an expert at this.
Google didn't know that.
Well, let's see what Google...
Yeah, what does Google say if you type in that?
Ultra-crepidarianism.
I'll give you $5 if you spell it right.
Ultra-crepidarianism.
Oh, it's with a K. It's not what
the way I spell it is.
Predicted. No, it's with a C.
That's with a C.
That felt
a person who offers opinions beyond their own knowledge.
Oh, interesting. Well, you have learned something new every day.
I meet a lot of ultra-crepidarians.
Do you?
I do. Yeah. I try not to be one, but I feel we all venture into that.
I mean, sometimes you just feel confident about things.
It's also a word that's really just like, if you drop it, like... Well, I find... I've met some people who have ultra-crepidarianism, and people go, ooh, what's that
Can you
word?
be an ultra-crepidarianist?
Probably. So what would
we should strive not to be that.
Would an ultra-crepidarianist be someone who strives only to hang out with other ultra-crepidarians, or...
Ooh, or strives to not know much, but behave as if they know everything. Do people have that aspiration?
I don't know if they have it, but a lot of people do it.
But they might just do it, right? I don't know. I don't know that one would seek to be that.
Don't be an ultra-crepidarian, kids. I think you need to move over a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Much better. Second question?
Sure.
Awesome. If you could go back in time and witness one historical event, what event would it be and why?
Oh.
All of time, you have been given a TARDIS, which is normally behind me for when I do short videos. I have a TARDIS in my house.
Oh, right. Yes, I know.
Is
Is it still a closet?
It's a TARDIS.
Oh, okay. There's so many events to choose from.
Choose one.
One event.
One event. You could go through multiple, but start with one. I have two that have come into my mind recently, but...
A historical event.
Historical event. Do you want to know what mine would be while you're thinking?
Sure.
So the two that I have, the one, and the reason I'm thinking about it is because when we're recording this, the 4th of July is very close.
Yes.
And I would very
That did
much...
cross my mind.
I would very much like to go back. Well, I'd either like to go back to see the signing of the Declaration or go back to Lexington and Concord and see if I could figure out who actually fired the first shot of the American Revolution.
That
would just be kind of fun.
Yeah.
To see.
I'm just not much of a history buff, so like historical events, I just don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough.
Spending too much time in the lab, the animals.
I am.
Maybe you'd like to go back and see who the first veterinarian was.
Maybe. I think I would enjoy something. I think I would enjoy seeing something in Egyptian times. And you know what I would like to see?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it's a historical event, but the culmination of the building of the pyramids.
Oh, see
like
how they did it.
The ribbon cutting for the
Would they
pyramids.
have a ribbon cutting?
Well, I mean, it's with a sword.
I wonder if they had a sword cutting.
I don't know. Some sort of a bottle breakage.
Something tells me the people who built it probably weren't very excited when it was done.
Or they were because they were tired.
Maybe.
Yeah. But I would like to see. I would like to
aliens
see
who built
that.
it, because some people think that aliens built
yes.
it. Or the latest one that I heard was that they used harmonic technology to like lift the stones up. That's how they did it.
Interesting. So many harmonicas?
Harmonic, not harmonicas.
I know.
You see a bunch of the stones
But
going
any
up.
of those, like, you see these huge ancient buildings, and I just would love to see those ancient buildings being constructed without machinery.
Yeah. Like,
don't you think that'd be interesting?
oh, for sure.
The might of man.
The might of man. That's why it actually kind of makes me mad when people say, like, oh, aliens built it. Because
Well, I
I feel
think
like
they
that
did.
sells out.
Yeah.
Like you're not giving the human race
Credit.
that's
Right.
Granted, it was built, I believe the pyramids were built using slave
Slaves.
labor.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
So it wasn't
certainly.
great there.
Well, no, but still the physical. I mean, those slaves should be at least in awe of themselves for what they were able to create. Under duress, and they shouldn't have had to create it if they didn't want to, and
true,
all
all
the
that,
things.
yes, that's
But all of those big, huge buildings
Yeah.
without any modern technology. Ropes and ribbons.
That's great. Could you imagine if they actually had a ribbon cutting? Be like, all right, Ramesses, or whoever the pharaoh was.
Right.
Do you want to cut this? I certainly do.
Yes, he does.
Hooray!
There you go. That's, I suppose, a historical thing. I would.
My other historical event would be...
But before we get to that, let me just put in a little plug for this channel. If you're liking this and you like random questions, conversation starters, that kind of thing, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because we do this sort of thing all the time. I put out short form videos quite often, almost every single day, with random questions and polls and brain teasers, things that you hadn't thought of, but that really are cool. And the whole goal of that is for you to start conversations with your friends, with your family, with people in the comment section. So please hit that like button for this video, hit the subscribe button, and you can get this type of content all the time. That's it. This commercial is done. Please, I'd really appreciate it though. Like, subscribe. Oh, and remember, are you answering these questions for yourself in the comments below? I really want to see what it is you say, and then we might even read them on a future video. Who knows? We're going to read them on a future video. So please remember, like, subscribe, comment below. Really appreciate the support of this channel. And now, back to the interview.
I would like to be standing on the side of the road and see Jesus walk by. I don't need to have an interaction or
You
anything.
don't need to touch his cloak.
Nope. I just need to walk by. And I think that he would know that I was a time traveler. And he would just
Oh, he would certainly know.
He would kind of be walking and look and just be like...
Right. Well, he wouldn't be permitted to interact with you.
But he would know and he'd be like, really?
Right.
Come on.
I mean, I think he would.
Don't come back in time.
Well,
Shouldn't
that.
do that.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't do that.
I think he'd be glad, though, that you wanted to see him.
Give a wave.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I think the problem is, like, the historical things that I know or the historical things that are taught and publicized are not, like, great things.
What do you mean?
Things. I mean, like there's plagues.
Oh, I see.
And there's war.
Yeah.
And there's famine. And there's, just all these horrible things that I don't really want to see.
Speaking of war and famine, though.
Sure.
I actually think it would be a lot of fun. Like, I think it would be fun to see not like necessarily the major historical events, but like the small historical events, or the people who are responsible for the big historic events in casual moments.
Right, like that I would find to be an easier question to answer. Like, who would you like to just have coffee with, or go on a hike with, or...
Well, who would you like to just have coffee with or go on a hike with? For me, I would love to see Winston Churchill just hanging out, as he often did in his country retreat during the war.
Sure.
Because he would, like, keep people up until, like, the wee hours of the morning,
talking.
Just drinking and smoking cigars and just expounding on everything.
Sure.
That would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
So but if it was just like a cup of coffee, who would you...
I mean, Queen Elizabeth for sure, but it would have to be tea. Queen Elizabeth II.
The second?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Tea, naturally.
Tea with Queen Elizabeth II.
Yes. That would be high on my list. I just think she lived a very interesting life.
She did live a very interesting life.
Yeah. Any early female medical humanitarian doctor, whatever.
Was Queen Elizabeth a medical?
No.
Oh, this
in
is
addition
separate.
to separate.
Okay, I was like, I didn't realize she did.
No. I mean, although I'm sure she had some humanitarian efforts.
She was very interesting.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about the other day, the Ryan Holiday book.
Oh, yeah.
On discipline, in part of his series. He talks extensively about her and like what she does. And you wouldn't necessarily think Queen Elizabeth when you think discipline. People to talk about like discipline and stuff. But the way that she had to live her life to fulfill her duties.
Yeah, I would think. Yeah, I would say disciplined. And she probably didn't get to do all the things that maybe she dreamed of as a kid because she wasn't
It talked about that. Yeah. And that is interesting.
Yeah, I think she would be interesting because she rose to the occasion. I think
she certainly did.
Takeaway.
And I think amazingly that like she became queen. Was it during World War II or just after World War II?
I
think it was just after, because Churchill was her first prime minister.
Yeah, but I feel like I want to say it was
just after.
During.
I think it was during.
No, I feel like it was during, but I don't really know. Yeah.
But then the fact that she had Churchill as her first, and then who would her last have been?
I don't know. Who is it now?
We do. I see his face. I can't remember his name. Although apparently he won't be there for long.
Because would it have been him?
Conservatives or not?
Has he changed?
Yeah, they had several really quick succession. So
I've lost interest.
The Conservatives kind of wrapped through them real quick. You had Boris Johnson, and then you had the lady, and then you had, I can't remember her name, and then Richie Sunak, I think, is the current one.
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, and I'm probably mispronouncing his name. We do have people from Great Britain who watch. That's like the second. That's like the second highest demographic on the channel.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Little shout out to people from Great Britain. All right, cool. Third question. What is something that you wish you knew 20 years ago?
There are so many things.
Oh, name one.
I wish I knew that, and this I wish I knew that people's opinions of me, of things, really didn't matter as much as they do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that is something you gain as an adult. Like,
yep.
I used to obsess about how would this person feel about this decision or this thing or me saying this or me thinking this, but really that doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you should consider other people.
Sure.
But that shouldn't necessarily.
Well, and because I have the same issue, and a lot of times when you think that someone is going to think extremely negative of something that you do, inevitably you think, well, if that person thinks that of me, how often should I be associating with this person?
Right.
Like, if they really thought that and really said that to me.
Right. Or believed that my motivation for doing this was like this horrific thing. Like,
then they're probably...
Then they don't know me.
See, that was something, a great piece of advice that I got was let people make the mistake or not. And it was in the context of I had a bad habit of saying, well, I'm going to do this or I'm not going to do this because I think I know what someone else is going to do.
Right. Like you're anticipating.
Yes. Yeah. And the piece of advice that was given to me was you have to let them do whatever they're going to do.
Right.
You have to give them the choice and they make the mistake or they do something right and you go, oh, well, that's fantastic.
Right. I'm glad we're friends.
But you can't,
right.
Assume, well, they're going to screw this up, so I'll do it anyway.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And you're not in charge of how people feel.
No.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, you can certainly take actions that make them feel one way or another, but
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, they're probably going to feel the way they're going to feel regardless.
Yeah. Well, it was funny. I actually had an incident where, without going into too many details, I had to make a decision, and a person with whom I worked just grossly disagreed with what it was that I was doing. And they let me know in no uncertain terms that they thought this was a terrible idea. And I wanted to like be as fair as possible, so
Sure.
I really took in what they said and thought about it for like literally 2 weeks. Like I took notes and I rewrote and I thought, I turned it over my head, and, okay, and literally 2 weeks just kind of going over, because wanting to make sure I was fair to what they thought. And after those 2 weeks, I was sitting looking at the notes, and it just sort of hit me like a thunderbolt, like, oh, they're an idiot. Oh no, they're wrong. They're
Yeah.
completely wrong. And actually, what they think is really dumb.
But you spent 2 weeks.
Yeah, because
Agonizing.
Because I thought, well, I want to be fair, and there was some of the I'm afraid of what they might think of me or whatever. And it wasn't like I say dumb and idiot. I shouldn't throw those terms around, but it was just they were flat out incorrect
Right.
in what they thought.
Yeah.
And me wanting to be fair sort of wasted all of this time when I just
Yeah.
kind of went, well, now they're wrong. And why do I care so much
Right.
that they are bent out of shape that I've decided to do
Right.
this thing?
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we should be willing to hear people's piece and think of it and consider it,
But it's okay to go, okay, I've heard your piece. I've thought of it. And I think you're incorrect.
Right. I'm going to
And I'm
carry
going
on
to
with
do
what I'm going to
something
do.
else.
Right. Personally, professionally, I mean, I
And
think
if-
you should be humble and listen to people, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But then you can't assume that, well, if I tell them that, they're going to be mad. If they're going to be mad.
Right.
If they are, you can't control that anyway. So,
Yeah.
c'est la vie.
Say la vie.
There you go.
Yeah. People will do what they will do.
I also wish I would have picked different stocks like 20 years ago.
Oh.
Like, invested heavily in certain areas.
Were you investing 20 years ago? You were so young.
How old? Well, 20 years? No, yeah, I was.
Were you?
I had some investments.
You're
A
inspiring.
few.
Nice.
Not good ones.
No.
No. But
But you wish you had Bitcoin or whatever.
no, not Bitcoin. I don't think so. Do you remember the movie Time Cop with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I do.
There's a great scene in the movie Time Cop where the guy at the very beginning goes back in time to the Great Depression and he buys a stock that we later find out is like Nintendo or something like that.
Oh.
And I remember thinking,
But how?
yeah, like how is it Nintendo? Was it like
Jean-Claude.
was it like the parent company of Nintendo?
Alive back then? I mean, like,
Like no, yeah,
was Nintendo, like, right, the parent
The
company
parent
of
company
Nintendo
alive
a
back
thing
then?
in the Great Depression?
like I don't know.
Surely not.
Were they doing the like, thing with the marble and the ball? They were going like, "Hey, you like this?
Oh, we just recently.
What if we did that but in video form?"
Right. Well, no, this was it was a bar mitzvah gift, but like it's like a hammer with flat ends and the ball on a string, and you have to like throw it and catch it.
Ball in a cup.
No, but it's not a cup.
a
It has
hammer?
two ends. Like it can be like this end's bigger and this end's smaller, and then you can catch it on either one. Or
Oh.
there's like I'm
unfamiliar with
it's so
this.
intriguing because you can either swing it so it like has a little swing motion and catch it, or just hit it up.
Is
It's
that
attached on a string to the thing?
like a Jewish like
I don't know.
tradition or something?
I don't
or
think so. I
you
don't
just
know.
saw it, thought it was cool. and
Well,
it
no, that
happened
was
to
the
be
party
for-
favor.
Oh, that was the party favor
For the bar mitzvah.
Bar mitzvah. Oh, so maybe it has some sort of
Yeah.
Jewish tradition.
I don't know. I didn't think of that. I just thought it was a fun toy, but it could.
Interesting.
Yeah. So no, it's a great toy. Perhaps I'll bring it next time I see you, and then you can enjoy it as well.
How did we talk about the time?
Nintendo, in the Great Depression,
Right.
Time Cop,
All makes sense. now.
Jean-Claude
Van Damme.
Yes.
What do you wish you knew 20 years ago? That's how we got there.
Oh, I was like, I already answered. Yeah.
Deja vu is a common
Right.
thing.
At 650 feet
650
elevation, the human brain simply cannot function.
You don't have to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but it was said many times as
Indeed.
if we had deja vu. Yes.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Fancy an awkward pause?
I mean, is it a 2-minute awkward pause? Because that's pretty long.
I just always wanted to be like Craig Ferguson in the Late Late Show, and he would always do that.
Just sit.
He would go, fancy an awkward pause? And they go, yeah. And you just go. Yeah, I think that does it.
This has been great.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
That was my sister Meg, and to all of you who are Craig Ferguson fans, you're welcome for the throwback to the awkward pause. Oh, I miss Craig Ferguson on Late Night. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, just look it up. You'll enjoy. You will not regret a single moment of Craig Ferguson. But anyway, that is our show. Please remember, I think I've mentioned this before, like, subscribe, answer these questions for yourself in the comments below, and we'll read them on a future video. So this has been Stories with Sweeney. I am John Sweeney. We will see you next time.